let's find some things to talk about, or like, let's interview people, let's do this, let's do that. So those were kind of like the two main epicenters for a long time. And we tried, different, non-music content on Riker Road, but after a while we just realized that we needed to put it somewhere else, that it's like, no, like Riker Road needs to stay as reactions. Like let's focus, and delegate and do what we need to, so.
That's huge. For anyone listening that wants to start a YouTube journey, that's huge. That's one thing I feel like we can all talk about is like, if you're going to do something, stick with that. I mean, not saying you can't do other things, but your bread and butter should be that one thing you're known for.
Absolutely.
Right? Once you start mixing stuff, YouTube just doesn't like to push stuff out because it loses track of what you guys are. Like we had that.
I think it's honestly like it's one of the more infuriating parts, which I mean, with that, I mean, pick a number. I mean, like there's many infuriating things about being on YouTube, but it was just more so the fact of that, I know for me personally, it was kind of like, at a point where I got burnt the fuck out. Like we were doing 7 videos a week, doing a podcast every week. I was trying to make scary stories happen. On top of that, we were, conceptualizing the idea of the detour, and what we realized was that after a very rough winter of just no interaction, like it was just like seeing your analytics plummet and your heart fucking sinks, and you're like what am I doing wrong, why isn't this working? And that's when we realized that it was like, no, like we're working too hard, man. Like it's like, let's put out 3 to 4 videos a week and do our thing, and it's like, okay, like, that's a comfortable radius to be in, that's a comfortable place, where we can, go through enough things, but in the same hand, not feel like we have to fill a video in a day when it's just going to bomb, and I think that's the thing, that there's a big point of contention with our audience, specifically with me, because I'm the main one that like communicates it, is that, it's like, people get very butthurt when they're like, it's like, oh, well, you don't do Whit Lowry, you don't do this. And it's like, yeah, because guys, we pulled in less than 1% of our audience. Why would we keep going? And so I'll be the bad guy. It's like, that's fine. I'll be the bad guy, but it's the truth,
But dude, I mean, it's just like, you have to see the numbers. And I hate saying that because it dictates what path you pursue. Like you throw something up, and let's say it tanks. Max, you'll try it one more time, maybe. If there's nothing, right? If there's nothing else. But if people aren't there for it, then you stop pursuing that. That's how our path was defined on our channel. And I feel like, there's some stuff we stopped doing just because, we just couldn't, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. It was just like we wanted to, but it's kind of like we have a limited amount of time to get some videos in,
Well, and I think that it's also the fact too that it's like, I mean, you have a very, very good understanding of what it means to carve out time. I mean, from what I understand is that you're not only, a YouTuber, you have a job outside of this. You're a dad, you're a husband, like it's like all those things, and it's like, I think that it's, some people have this perception of what we do, and it's not even just us, but like, videos in general, is that they think that a magic wand happens and 13 videos appear.
I wish.
And it's, God, it would be so great.
It would be phenomenal.
God.